streets for another 12 years or so.
I have a question. All those raised drain, they'll all be...
Yeah, there's provisions in the contract to raise the covers where needed, or to, it should be flush, and there should be a nice crown, which will aid in the water drainage as well. But that's all part of it.
What's the excluded street that you said has already been done?
Dahun Holly. Did you have?
Another thing, if you're talking about cracks around the gutters or that, I mean, you know what, if something's unsightly and you're gonna do this, I mean, if we're gonna do it, then do it right.
Well, I agree with you, but it's all a matter of how much we have to work with, and if you want, we can do something where, see how much more he'd want to do everything. But if you look around, there's a lot of little incidental cracks, nothing that's going to cause us any great grief, but those ones in the front, they're pretty bad. Yeah, I would want to do that.
Couldn't you just do a repair type of, can you get a price as to what?
Well, he could chunk out that section and put new concrete in there. In fact, Dick Helm was trying to suggest that they do some kind of sealer on Dahun Holly. I don't want to see any sealer go down. That stuff cracks. I don't trust it. Besides, his street would stay black while the rest of the place is going to turn gray as it ages. So the money we'd be saving, that seal coat was like another couple of $1,000. Apply that money toward fixing the concrete. But if it's $138,000 plus the $4,625, it comes to $144,425. If we improve to maybe $150 of the reserve fund for the roads, there'd be enough leeway in there if you wanted to fix certain areas of the cement. We could do that.
Well, we have that money in there anyway.
Well, and it's there, and if you want to do that, we could do that. But although it would only cost us $144,425 with those low spot repairs and completely resurfacing the entire neighborhood, if we approved for another almost $6,000 as a little buffer, so that if you want to repair cement, we could absorb it with that.
Have you identified how many of the cracked gutters need to be repaired?
Well, just the three we have pictures of, because it's a drainage problem, and there's another responsibility of ours with regard to Southwest Florida water management. Surface water drainage is a primary responsibility of the board, and that is always flooding. But the other ones, it's more about aesthetics. But we could repair them. It's just going to be some extra money. Now, he might throw in a couple of things, and that would be a home run. But
going out of the complex,
yeah,
where it's...
Yeah, see where he's got
when you first enter on the right side, yeah, me and you saw that the first day we were showing Sarah and Chris around.
Can we determine what the extra cost would be to do those minor repairs? Sometimes they'll just absorb it just to get the contract.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, but the $4,625 was to regrade. I mean, that's a substantial amount of curbing, about 50 feet on each one, where they take it all out and redo it so it slopes properly for drainage. Those other ones, like I said, it's about aesthetics. He might throw them in. He might say, okay, how about a couple of thousand more. The money that we saved for Dahun Holly, because he had something figured in there for that seal, which is a little over $2,000. Eliminate that and apply it toward fixing any other concrete areas. And if there are any people that spot anything that they feel would be worthwhile repairing, we can do that too.
And when would this commence?
He said 2 or 3 weeks they could start. Now the bid is only good for 30 days. Now we can have him start later. The problem is if the oil prices keep going up, he can change those prices. This thing is good now. If we lock in, and if there's any delay on his end, it doesn't change. In other words, we get this price no matter what.
30 days from when?
From the date of the contract. The day that he gave the contract.
Which is what?
Well, no, it can't be the date that you sign the contract, because if I don't sign it for...
It's the date that he gives it.
Yeah.
What's the date on that?
this date, which is March 24th. So it's not something you want to procrastinate on. And now if it was delayed because he has a schedule problem, it doesn't affect us. If it's delayed because we say we're not ready yet and we want you to start in July, and the oil prices go way up, they got in the contract, they could adjust that. There's also something mentioned about taxes on materials that they would have to purchase to use it, but I asked them, I said, you have in the contract a clause about taxes? He said, no, there's no taxes, I'll make sure that's in writing. We don't pay any more than what is on here, unless we want some extras. So,
Okay, you said he could start in 2 or 3 weeks. How long is it going to take?
I didn't ask him how long. I can't imagine it being more than a few weeks, a couple of weeks.
Once they start, they will pretty.
Yeah, they would start at Coral Bean and work up, until we get up and out. It's something we've been talking about a long time. It's an opportunity to get it done reasonably and get it done now, and then we don't have to worry for a long time.
Well, it's up anyway. I mean, our life expectancy would only have been another year anyway.
Yeah.
So if the price is right now, the money is there, no assessments, no nothing, get it done.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, there's a safety issue at the entrance. When you come into the development, you have that boulevard deal. At night, when people come around from the east who don't know the development, sometimes they turn in the lane that's coming into the development.
Yeah, I had that happen the other night.
Well, it happens all the time. Can we get that striped to have arrows? 2 arrows coming in and turning, and 2 arrows to show one way?
Well, the only thing, you don't want to mess up the place because of the few times that happens. Maybe we could have some kind of small sign there, do not enter here. But you don't want to start putting arrows and, you start messing up the neighborhood with that.
Can you address that somehow in this plan?
Yeah, I'll ask them if they have a good solution to that kind of a problem, because yes, it does happen from time to time, and I guess it's just a matter of time until somebody has an accident.
I would like to see in the contract a completion date. I mean, even if it's September 1, at least put in a date so they know they have to be finished by a certain time.
You didn't see anything? I didn't look for completion dates. It's like when I go to the movies, I never ask when it's going to be over, I just ask when it starts. So I figure if it starts, eventually they finish.
But if you had the contract to redo your kitchen and he said 2 months and it took 6 months, then you know you have to put in a completion date.
Yeah,
Once they get their equipment in, they don't want to keep it there forever.
Are they gonna mill this first, or they're just gonna put a top coat on?
They mill the edges where the curbing is. These guys have done this many times. And it's also very important, the adhesion coating they put down first, so that grabs. Because there have been some what's that?
That's called the prime.
Yeah, there's been some nightmares.
28 years, I still do it.
Oh, okay. But maybe we'll have you do it. You do better?
We're missing it.
Well, all right, so would I like to make a motion to go through with this?
I would like to see a completion date of some.
Well, we can do that. We can ask him to put that in. I don't think, when you're dealing with that kind of machinery, you don't want to take your equipment out after you've done only half the job. You want to get that job done before you go. So to be one of these things like down the corner of 41 and Coconut, you see them and you're saying, oh good, this place is going to get built, and then they disappear. And then they come back, oh good, they're back, they're going to finish now, and they disappear.
Since this gentleman does that, I mean, he could probably tell you about how long it would take, so we put it
No,
in the
that's true. I
contract.
think what we ought to do is just have them put a projected completion date.
Yeah,
Because
and we could do that at the time of
start
signing.
and then take off to another job.
Right, and they know that we're not going to tolerate that.
So I make a motion to go ahead and do it for the projected date of the contract.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, good. That's a big move for Meadowbrook. We're going to have new